theater in Canada didn't have anything to do with the people who lived around the area. And I guess the biggest fun of doing the farm show was that these people came and they weren't watching Kings and Queens for a change, for, you know, Mother Courage even. It wouldn't have made any sense. But to find accents and to feelings about accidents, about people and their weddings and stuff like that is much, you know, it's realer, and people can recognize that.
Oh, it's terrible. I remember when my daughter Mary was just a little thing. She was about 5 years old. And her cousin was a year younger. And her cousin got playing in the little bucket thing down at the bottom of the orchard. And she fell in head first. And Mary pulled her out. Oh, yes, she pulled her out. I remember she came in like this, just dripping. And Mary pulled her out. Oh, we had to be prepared for emergencies in those days. And then there was the man who was killed with a tree. Yeah, Cox. He was out in the woods cutting the trees, and it just happened to be the midterm holidays, and the boys was with him. And the limb fell, and it took out his eye, and it took all the skin off the side of his face. And so the boys, and they was just boys from school, and they ran to a farm, and they got a tractor, and they took him to Victoria, and he lived for 6 weeks like that and never became conscious and died. Oh, it was a great big dead elm, you see. Now, if it struck him on the top of the head, well, it wouldn't have been so bad, but it hit him right in the side of the face. Oh, they said he never would have been mentally right. His brain was so badly damaged. Oh, it's terrible. Well, that can happen.
Sure, farming's dangerous. With the machinery and the heavy implements. You take a baler, for example. I remember about 7 years ago, my Uncle Carmen was baling in the field on his farm. And I drove, he worked in the wagon behind. And we had mounted about 2 wagon loads. We were working on the third. It was about half built. And we were working up the rise just behind the barn. And the tractor motor was lugging. I couldn't hear anything except the motor, and suddenly my uncle shouted at me to stop. So I took the tractor out of gear, brought the throttle down. Apparently there was a pinging sound in the baler. A stone had been cut in the housing. And he came around by the baler, and very carefully he worked his way beneath the rakes, and with a screwdriver he worked the stones free from the housing. And he was just coming away from the baler when he noticed some straw or something caught in the sprocket of the plunger arm, and he started to reach for it, and the tractor started to stall, so he shouted at me to speed up the tractor. I brought up the throttle, and the plunger arm came down 3 or 4 times, hit him on the right side of the face. It caught his eye, nose, and cheek. And I didn't say anything. I just ran right back to the farmhouse. He was conscious all the way to London.
People have been just wonderful to us since the accident happened. The day right after the accident, and for that week, there was food sent in to the family from all over. People I didn't even know sent us things. And the neighbors down the road are looking after my 2 youngest children for me. They're only 1 and 3, so it's a great help. My next door neighbor has been staying with me because I I don't like to be alone. Now. It was a head injury, and they don't know yet how he's going to be, or whether he's from the X-rays, whether he's going to be all right. It's been a week, and he hasn't regained his consciousness yet. It's difficult to know what to do with the farm, because there's so much work to do, and I can't do it myself very well. My 12-year-old boy he's just been wonderful. He milks the cows every morning. Well, this morning he washed the floor. The day right after the accident happened, they had about, you could see maybe 15 tractors out in that field. And you know, they had the whole thing done in the day.